question and answer part to today's session. I'll just talk to a couple of key dates and how to comment on the provisions. You've heard a lot about the detail of the provisions today, but I'll just give you a little bit of how to provide feedback and how to comment on the provisions. So as we mentioned at the start, these provisions are now out for public comment. They're not the final provisions, they're out for public comment as we speak. They were released on the 30th of August and comments close on the 17th of October. So that is coming up fast. So you've got probably another month to detailed review of these provisions and put in comments. In late September, mid-November, the consultation regulation impact statement for the energy efficiency changes will be released for a 7-week consultation period. There's not a consultation RIS specifically on the condensation provisions, but there's certainly probably be some aspects of that RIS that might talk to the issues around condensation and about how these two things work together. All of the code changes will be published on 1 May next year as a preview draft, but it's likely that the energy efficiency and condensation provisions will be, given the delay in them getting out and being finalised, it'll probably be more likely closer to September 2022. The code NCC 2022 is intended to take effect from September 2022, but it's likely to have some transition periods for parts of the code, particularly for the energy efficiency and condensation provisions. There's a high likelihood that that will probably come in with a 1-year transition period, so maybe from 1 September 2023, but that's still being finalised as well as with these technical provisions. How do you put in comment? So the ABCB are using their consultation hub, which you can find on the ABCB website. And you need to put in your comments via this hub, and there is a form there, the response sheet, that you need to download, and it gives you to what is the recommended change to the draft and the comments for the change. So you have to use that response sheet, but you can also put other attachments to that if you want to do any letters about these changes and what impacts that they might have for your businesses, those types of things. Certainly you can use that response sheet as well as sort of other attachments to go with it, but it has to be done through the ABCB's consultation hub. If you're having trouble understanding how to access it all and interpret it, HA is here to help with our technical team, so please feel free to reach out to us. There are a lot of documents to find out more information on the provisions, on both the energy efficiency and condensation provisions. There is the way that the provisions are a bit different to how they've been drafted previously, because there is the volume 2, which contains sort of the performance requirements and verification methods. And then there's the housing standard, which has most of the stuff that Chris and I have talked about and Alex have talked about today. Then there's also volume 1. There's a summary of changes document that has both the energy efficiency and condensation changes, and HA has produced some information sheets breaking down those summary of changes as well that you can get from our technical team and be in our resources as through our electronic e-newsers and things like that.